Minasan konnichiwa and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So today I'd like to make another podcast answering one of the comments I received on my podcast channel here. Thank you so much. Philip, thank you so much for giving me a comment. I love to answer your question that you gave me a few days back. It was about, hey Shogo, Japanese people are known to return lost items more than the average globally. Any idea why this is the cause? Yeah, I think if you look on YouTube videos, I think you'll find a lot of experiments where people on purpose, drop wallets and see if they would give it back to you or if they would deliver it to the police office and stuff, in most cases, Japanese people do try to give it back as much as possible, yeah. And why would they do that? Especially because I've explained in a lot of my videos that Japanese people are cold-hearted or Japanese people are collectivists on the outside, but they're actually very individualistic in the inside, stuff like that. These things that I've explained probably goes against this phenomenon that's happening, where Japanese people tries to return the items that they find. They don't steal it, right? Yeah, why would they do that? They're cold-hearted, kind of thing. Yeah. So I'd like to share with you another idea that I really, what should I say, like to understand Japanese people and their traits and their characteristics. And it actually is from a book called The Chrysanthemum and the Sword. It was a book that was published in 1946, and it talks about the culture and the characteristics of Japanese people. Yeah, I hope you can check it out. It's a really, really good book. And in that book, the author, she explains that the culture within Western countries and in Japan are completely different. So she explains that in Western countries, the culture is the culture of sin. And in Japan, the culture is the culture of embarrassment or shame, she says. Basically, these cultures are the ideas of why you would do good things. Why you would do good things. So in Western countries, because many countries believe in Christianity, basically, if you do something bad, you'll be seen by God, basically, and you'll be punished by God. And this is the culture of sin. Basically, because you do something bad, you won't be a good person anymore, so you don't want to do it, you want to be a better person. But in Japan, on the other hand, again, as I explained before, religion has been suppressed throughout history. I mean, Shintoism has existed, Buddhism was imported in Japan, and so on and so forth. But again, Shintoism doesn't have a doctrine, it doesn't have like a founder or anyone. And of course, Buddhism did have and does still have a really strong power in Japan, but when it went into the Sengoku War period, into the Edo period and such, the leaders of Japan basically restricted Buddhism, because a lot of the Buddhist monks and the Buddhist believers, basically the people who believed in Buddhism, were starting to arm themselves and try to force the government or the powerful people to obey them, because they believed that just by chanting one phrase they'll be able to go to heaven. They weren't afraid of anything anymore, so they were becoming a very big disturbance to the leaders like Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, Tokugawa Ieyasu, these kind of people. So Buddhism from the Edo period, beginning from the 17th century, was suppressed and basically just became a system of holding funerals and taking care of family registry, I explained in my video. And then after Japan westernized, all of the other religions, including Christianity, by the way, from the Edo period, it was suppressed and banned. And after westernization, Japan made the Kokka Shinto, the nationalistic Shintoism, to justify that the emperor is an absolute god. But again, of course, that led to Japan to go to war. And after Japan lost the wars, World War II, the Pacific War, teaching about Shintoism was banned by GHQ. That was the U.S. They came to Japan after the war ended to restart Japan, right? So basically, Japanese people were stolen of all of their religions that they believed in. So by the leaders at that time, right? So Japanese people don't have a certain god that they're afraid of, that they are afraid that might punish them if they do something bad, right? So the only thing that's left for Japanese people as basically the guideline for you to be a good person is other people. And this is the reason why she explains in the book Chrysanthemum and the Sword that Japanese people, Japan has the culture of shame and embarrassment. I think you've heard of this before a lot, yeah, somewhere before, but I'm trying to sort this out for you, kind of thing. Yeah, it was really eye-opening for me to study about this idea. So basically, Japanese people, the guideline for them to do what's good and what's bad, and to do good, to do bad, is based on what other people will think of you. What we say in Japanese, seiken. Seiken. That means public, or people outside, it means. It's all up to that. Yeah. So that's the reason why you might think, I've received some DMs, for example, some people asking me. I have a friend who really wants to go out of her countryside prefecture, for example, and wants to work in Tokyo. But because she is the oldest sibling in her family, she has to stay in her hometown and take care of her grandparents, her parents, and she must get married, and everything, and she must carry on this career. And there was someone that gave me a DM asking me, Shogo, like, why she can do whatever she wants to, she can go wherever she wants to, why doesn't she do that? But this is the idea, the culture of shame. What other people think of you is as important as what God would think of you in the culture of sin, basically. So, of course, these cultures are, of course, from both sides are gradually changing, obviously, today. But this is one of the fundamental ideas that I think will be interesting to understand. And by now, I think you have fully understood why Japanese people return any lost items, right? They're afraid of what other people around them will think of them. The moment they pick up something that someone has lost, the moment you do that, if you're in Japan, or if you're a Japanese person, I am Japanese, so I can completely understand that. You feel all of the eyes, the eyesight, you say, what do you say? You feel all of the people around you, if you're with a friend, for example, you would be afraid of what your friend would think of you, the people walking near you, if someone might have seen you pick that up, what that person would think of you. You're basically always afraid of that, because that is the guideline to how we live and how we act and how we do everything, So this is my answer to your question, Phil, by the way. Yep. So I think this is another way of understanding Japanese people. And this, again, is connected to the previous podcast that I made, where I talked about Japan has traded trust with the system. Basically, they've forgotten how to communicate with other people because the system was just so perfect for such a long time, And I think everything, all of the characteristics and the cultures that I've explained in the past, all tangled up basically creates Japan. And all this tangled up is basically creating a very big problem in Japan right now, because, considering all of the social issues going on right now, you can understand that, right? So I think I'll try to make another video talking about this, combining basically the idea of Japanese people exchanging trust with the system, and also this story of the culture of shame, embarrassment. I think I'll try to make another video so that more people can understand why Japanese people act the way that we do. So then, everyone, as I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know that there's a lot of people studying Japanese, willing to come to Japan to travel, study, or work, or even train their traditional culture and such. However, I am very afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future, because we're facing a lot of social problems, we are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I really want to dedicate my life to try to make Japan a better place. I want to try to preserve the traditional culture, evolve traditional culture, and try to solve the social problems, and also help out the younger generations so they can have a brighter future. And to do this, the nearest goal I have right now is to achieve 2 million subscribers by January 2023 on my main channel, and so all your likes and comments will help to boost my videos to new viewers who have never seen my channel before, so it'd be great if you could help me out. And through my activities, I really want to try to donate more money to the kids who are living in poverty in Japan right now, people who are just trying to solve social problems, make videos so I can introduce them, I can spread it to more people, and also, of course, again, preserving and evolving traditional culture from the profit we make through our businesses. All 4 of us are really seriously trading in things that we love. In my case, like Yad or Tea Ceremony No Theater. For Kazu, it could be the taiko, it could be the sword, it could be shodo. For Tomoko, the shamisen, harimi, and so on and so forth, right? So we really want to deepen our understanding towards all the things that we train in, so that we can carry on these things no matter what happens to Japan from now on. So really enjoying the journey here. And yeah, all of the other businesses, by the way, the merchandise, also the stage performances, also challenging yourselves in the tourism industry, all of these things are moving at the same time too. So I hope you look forward to future information. And I always say thank you so much for all of your support. All right, again, I will talk to you again soon. Thanks so much.